Hi, my name is Cassandra. Today we're at the JCrete unconference and I'm talking to Felix today.
Nice to meet you.
Can you introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm a medical doctor by training, a neurologist, psychiatrist, and psychotherapist, and I'm working at a German university, the University of Augsburg. We have a new built medical faculty there, and I'm looking after the bachelor's and master's degree of medical informatics there.
I heard you're doing a lot of curriculum development now.
Yeah, that's true. So it's a new faculty for medicine there, and together with this new faculty, they established a research focus of medical information science. And we do, in cooperation with a faculty of informatics, bachelor and master's program for medical informatics.
So what do you need to do to develop curriculum?
That's a pretty good question, I would say, because you see, the difficulty is that medical informatics, or in the States they call it more health science informatics, is not really clearly defined. So you have a lot of people from different areas, basic science, medical science, biologists, biochemistry, and so on. And everybody has a different focus and different imagination what medical informatics means. And so I try to do a lot of interviews, like you do now, with people from industry, with people from academia, and to analyze these interviews to see what they need in the daily practice, and try to shape the curriculum so that what we teach fits these needs. This is one approach we do. And the other approach is, in medicine we have something called evidence-based medicine. It was developed in the 1990s. It just means do not decisions from your stomach, from your gut feelings, but try to base your decisions on data. The second thing I'm doing is to collect a lot of data during training about people studying, about how their study success, and also following alumni, so people that have finished our curriculum, to see where they go afterwards and how they cope in their professional training, to find out if we're doing well and what we should change with our curriculum.
I thought it was interesting that you actually interview people in the industry to see what you need for your curriculum.
Yeah, that's. I found it also surprising that both approaches, so I call it evidence-based curriculum development, to be in parallel with evidence-based medicine, seems to be, in fact, quite new, which is for me very surprising, because if I treat patients on my ward, I of course want to look in their records, I want to look how their lab results are, talk to the family, relatives, members. So it's pretty normal to use all the data that is available and to make the treatment according to this. But in education, which is quite new for me, I'm doing this now since 3 years, it seems pretty new to use this data and this information and to base this on data, what you do. So it's more eminence-based, as we call it. So you have a professor, and you trust the professor to know to do the right thing, which is often not the case in practice, in my experience.
That sounds challenging.
Yeah, indeed it is.
Do you expect this curriculum to be used by one school or many? Like, what's the scale?
Well, first of all, the curriculum is, of course, for our school. But since we are new and we are related to many other schools, to many other universities in southern Germany, in Austria, and Switzerland, the idea is that this will influence other universities as well. And we are also doing quite a lot of courses in cooperation with other universities.
What are some challenges you faced when developing curriculum?
The challenges are to bring together different mindsets, or mindsets of basic scientists and practitioners from the clinics, and also different areas of application of medical informatics. For example, you have development of applications. You need different languages, different skills than if you would do data science. And you need for this different skills when you do medical robotics, for example, and different skills if you do medical informatics in the clinics to predict prognosis from lab results. And of course, the nice thing is that we have professorships for all of this, but we need to fit all of this in the curriculum of only 6 semesters. And this is, of course, heavily crowded and too much for this time, if you ask me.
Do you see the style of curriculum development being applied to other fields?
It is applied into medicine since the year 2000 in Germany, at least, because back then there started something like, it's called a training, even a specialist training for Master of Medical Education, it's called in Germany. And we started to train our physicians in how to educate medicine. Back then, but before, it was like it's now in informatics and many other areas that everybody expected the specialist to also be able to teach. And we now realize that this is not the case usually, and you have to train people in didactics, for example, how to communicate with people, how to do evaluations, because they, of course, do not learn this usually as part of the medical training. But this, like for me now, the main focus, the main thing they have to do, and they have originally not been trained for that, so we have to add an additional training for them to cope with that.
Has AI influenced the way you develop curriculum?
It is at the moment, of course, because I think you have, but it's heavily debated like everywhere. I think personally that we have to integrate it from the very first semester because it's part of the new reality. If you ask, for example, professors, how do you code? Everybody uses Copilot, everybody uses AI drafts of code to develop research programs. And therefore, I think we have to integrate this. I integrated this as far as I can in my curriculum. So people learn how to install local language models, for example, with Olama, how to use them. And for me, it's just another tool. It's not the solution to all the problems like the hype suggests at the moment. But it's another tool, like Google Search was another tool 20 years ago, or many other things encountered in learning, massive open online courses, articles being available online instead of libraries. It's one tool that adds, that changes the way how we teach, how we learn, but it's, in my opinion, won't be groundbreaking changes in education because of that.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting perspective, that it's just another tool which we need to use.
Yeah, I think if you go back from the hive, you see what this really does. It's not intelligent. It's data-driven algorithms. Nothing more, nothing less. It's changing a lot of things, but it's only summarizing or reformatting the knowledge that is already there. So it's just extracting information from data that you feed in. It's not inventing something new. And I think you have to realize that even if you use these tools, that it's just a very sophisticated form of extracting and reformatting information, but still just statistics.
Is there anything you're looking forward to at the JCrete unconference?
Well, the good thing here is really the discussions with people. So the exchange, and that it's very flexible. Then sometimes the session that will be there tomorrow just arise from discussions with people today during lunch, for example. They say, oh, well, this is interesting. We should discuss this tomorrow. And then you pitch the session tomorrow and things happen. I think this is really very inspiring for me because usual conferences, there nothing surprising really happens. Yeah, there's a lot of politics involved. You know beforehand what people will say, what they don't say, who will talk, what will be talked about, and here it's every morning a complete and nice surprise.
Yeah, I think so. I really love unconferences as well. So thank you. It's been nice chatting with you today.
Thank you, too. Very interesting talk.